Okay, so in our previous class, we have learned about queues and then automated transfer, how to create the transfer automatically. Okay, so what's a queue and how we are going to create a queue, how we are to which objects the queue is applicable to. And so hope you have done the couple of assignments, 41, 42. Create a queue. So hope you have done the queue concept at least. Yes, anybody tried creating queues? No one? Okay. But see, if you are not practicing, I'm sure you will forget things, whatever discussed in class. So better do practice, and you have got a long weekend to work on all these things, right? All right. So then we have come across something called automated transfer. That is how we can assign the records using the automated transfer. So while transferring records, you know, so it's very hard. So we have discussed the call center scenario where thousands of lead records come and sit with the call center team, and then these people have to route them manually. So that's and a very big task for them. But for that, we have something called lead assignment rules. So we are going to create a lead assignment rules and case assignment rules, which are given as part of CRM. And then those rules are going to take care of the newly created lead records, which comes into the queues. Okay. So So these lead assignment rules, how we are going to create, we have already discussed. We have created a lead assignment rule, and only for, so whenever a new record has been, uh, you know, uh, created, so it should automatically get transferred to the respective team. So that's our main motto. So that's where we have created the lead assignment rule and assigned it to the respective queue based on the city. So that is what we have discussed in the last class. So we can create one or more lead assignment rules, but only one rule will be active at a time. And same is the case with case assignment rules. So case assignment rules also we can create, and based on our requirement, we can configure. So yes, how to configure lead assignment, case assignment, we have already discussed. So go to the setup and quick find box. You can type lead assignment rules, and so you can see here. So we have created a new lead assignment rule. By default, we have the standard lead assignment rule, which is in active state. But as soon as we created a new lead assignment test rule, so we made that active, and this active on this checkbox, the active tick mark has gone because only one rule can be active at a time. So if you look at this assignment rule we have created and then added some rule entries in it. So this lead assignment rule, what it is looking is if the city is, so we have written a criteria, if city equals to Hyderabad, I wanted it to be assigned to Hyderabad sales queue and similarly others, right? So just go ahead, and what I will do is I will create a new lead record. So let's see how it is going to assign. Test lead. City is the main thing. Okay. So I'm going to give Chennai. Hope we have Chennai rule, right? Yeah. Chennai sales queue. So this, as soon as I click save, it should be assigned to Chennai sales queue. Okay. If you see here, details, it's directly assigned to Chennai sales queue. So this is how our lead assignment rule works. And same is the case with the case assignment rules also. You can configure the case assignment rules based on your requirement. So I have given an assignment for case assignment rule also. Hope somebody have done lead assignment rule at least. Yes, no. Yes. Anybody has completed the assignments so far? Charan, Srikant, Vijay.
Dilip, I think the people who attended the class are not here in the class today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but they
There
are
were
in the
only
group.
like 3 people or 4 people on that day, I guess.
Okay.
3 people. So
Mhm.
those people are not in the class today.
No, but I am sure everybody is looking at least the recordings if they miss the
Yeah.
class. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just go ahead and complete the assignments. Again, this will be like good for you for hands-on. If you practice, I'm sure you will not forget that easily. But if you just listen and you don't even make a notes, then I'm sure you are going to forget everything. Okay. So just try to allocate some time for practicing things which are taught in the Salesforce class. So by that way only you will come, you will not forget things. Okay, and good that a few people are reaching out to me if they have doubts. Yeah, that's a good part. Yeah. Uh, so whatever taught in the class, I'm not going to repeat, but anything you ask me apart from that different doubt, I'm sure I'm going to help because I will go ahead and ask you, go check the recording. So apart from that, if you have any doubt in the class, which is already said, you don't ask me, which is not said, if you have any doubt, you can ask. Okay. All right. So this is how we create our lead assignment rules and case assignment rules. So yes, then the case assignment rules also I have given an example how you can create assignment I have given. Okay. So this is the case assignment rule. Assignment, create a case assignment rule to transfer case records to the required users queue based on the priority. So if the priority, first you will, prerequisite is you will have to create this three queues, tier one queue, tier two queue, and tier three queue. So how to create queues? Set up queues and then you can create it. Okay. And this is the criteria you have to give in the rule. Okay. Rule entries. And based on that, you are just go ahead and create a new case and you see how it is working. Okay. I would ask you all to complete the assignments today. So I have, okay. So, in the real world scenario, how it works. So it's if I have only campaigns or some advertisements which is going to work, which is going to grab the attention, I'm not going to get many leads, right? So if I'm conducting, let's say, a campaign in Amirpet area, okay, so the people who are at the Amirpet at that particular point of time or point of day when I'm conducting campaign, then only those people, if they are passing by, then those people are going to, have a look at my campaign, and then I am going to expand my business, getting their leads information. But so it's like not that easy one. So we have something called online, right? So we have, so every company has their own website, and inside the website they have so many forms in it, which inquiry forms as well. So even if you go to this, even if you go to online courses also, you have online forms, you will have to fill them and then they would contact you, right? So similarly, so instead of getting the leads only through some marketing techniques, we have as a concept called web to lead. Okay, so we are getting the leads from the web, that is from our online website. So every company has their own website, and if every company has their own inquiry forms, contact forms within their website. So let's say I have a HDFC bank, and there is a contact form on my HDFC bank, which says, fill in your details and send it across, and then we will get back to you. So something like that. So this is the form which usually every company or every website has, which is a contact form. A lead, right? A lead is nothing but a person who is interested in our business. Okay. So we want this kind of people who are interested in our business, right? We want those people and we want them to be made as our client. So so we have this web forms which are going to be online every time, and then we are going to the customer is going to, if the person is searching for uh, creating a new HDFC bank, let's say. So he can go to the bank, Google, and type HDFC bank, and then he go to the site there, how to apply or something. So you can then you will have a form, and you can fill that form and submit. So once you submit, you will also get the reply email from them, an automated email saying, thank you for reaching out to us, we will get back to you. Okay, something like that. Okay, so that's where the information is captured and it is sent to the Salesforce server, and from the Salesforce server to our lead object. Okay, so we are going to capture this information with the help of Salesforce server and the web service. So in our concept, we are using the basic standard given by Salesforce, that is web to lead. So they are using the web services to pass that particular online lead record to our Salesforce org. Uh, in org, it's a lead object. Okay, so lead is nothing but the person who is interested in knowing our business. So in real world scenario, usually we will be working on this lead records and then convert them to a an account. Okay, in Salesforce language, an account; in general language, to our client or customer. So we are going to convert a prospect or a lead into a customer or a client who is going to be an account in our Salesforce, and this account will have contacts, and then we can create multiple opportunities uh, to this particular account, and then we are going to expand our business by selling the goods, products or services to our client. Okay, so so how we are going to do that, we are learning it through help of some concept called as web to lead. So by default, this web to lead will be, you know so we can enable the web to lead in our Salesforce org, and to enable, how we are going to enable, what it is going to do, that we are going to do a practical today. Okay, so we will go, this web to lead is like something like very important for any kind of businesses, because uh, getting the leads is very important. That's where you get a lot of marketing calls on day-to-day basis, right? So you will have, for every business, for some kind of business they hire, so it was so too much of manual thing. Okay, they hire a telecaller, and the telecaller will be calling, they will have a leads information online, getting the leads information online, they have the list, and then they start calling on a daily basis, so for selling their products or services. So that was the general scenario going on um, within our leads. Okay, so for this lead, we have to create a form, right? So this form is, as we can see, this form which has the basic information like name, phone number, email ID, or the company or the school which they are working, which they are studying, so something like that. So based on our type of business, we are going to put the fields on that particular form, and the important details which we are going to capture is the name, phone number, and email ID. These are the basic important details, because we need to get in touch with that particular lead user, and then explain our business to them, and then make them as our customer. Okay, so this is how, in the real world scenario, how it works. Okay. Mhm. So to capture this kind of information, Salesforce has given us a concept called web to lead or online leads. So this web to lead is nothing but it's a inbuilt feature given by Salesforce. So that captures the online leads information, and it will create a lead record within our Salesforce org. So we have to enable web to lead feature in the Salesforce, and then uh, we are going to specify the conditions, and then it's going to create a lead record in our Salesforce org. So once the lead record is created, then it's our, so some kind of sales advisors or people will be working on that leads, and then the sales team, this marketing team would be working on this particular leads, and then they convert it into account or customer. Okay. So for that, initially we need this form to be designed. And then once that form is available, we have to make it, visible on our website. And once it is there, so how we are going to do this, I'm going to explain and then we are going to do a demo of it. Okay. So let's go to the nodes. Right. So we can enable or disable web to lead feature in our Salesforce org. So just go to the setup, type web to lead and web to lead settings, edit, uh, select or unselect that web to lead enable button. So if you want to enable, you can enable or disable it. So by default, in any real world real-time projects, so they need the web to lead for sure, but the customization given by this web to lead feature is not so it's a basic feature given, but they have laid the foundation how to capture the information. Okay, but in real-time projects, we are going to create web to lead, but we are going to create it through programming only most of the cases, because we want our web page to look, have a very rich look, very good feel to the customer, end customer who is interacting with our website. Okay. So generate the HTML form. So we are going to generate a HTML form, and then we are going to click on generate lead from web fields. Okay. So this, I will share you the notes. I will share it to you. Let's go ahead and do the practical part of it. Okay. Let's go to our org. Okay. So again, we are on the setup. So on the setup, in quick find box, search for web to lead. Click on that. So here we have something called web to lead. Okay. So we can create, so by default, it is enabled web to lead. We can, if we want, we can disable it. And I want to create a web to lead form. Go ahead and click on create web to lead form. Okay. So it will ask me what all fields I need to display on the web to lead form. Okay. So again, these fields are all the fields from the lead object. So we have an object called lead object, a standard object, and we have multiple standard fields for it. And all these fields are the fields from the lead object. So basically I don't want state, I just want first name, last name. So select whatever details you want. I want the mobile number, I want email, city, and yeah, let's say our business is only within our country, let's say. So I'm not going to capture country. Or you have something called zip code also, street address, address information, phone, website, title, so many things. Okay. So I just need first name, last name, mobile, email, and city. Okay, let's say I need the company also. Yeah, here it is. So first name, last name, mobile, email, city, and company. So this is our fields which are going to be displayed on our form, web to lead form. Okay. So, and you can specify the sequence, like first it should be first name, then last name, then mobile, then email, then city, then country. And after the user submits web to lead form, they have to be taken. Usually what we will be doing in the real time is we will be writing, we will design a HTML or Lightning component web page, which will be displaying thank you message with all the details in it. Okay. So here, as I don't have the page now, I'm going to route my web page to salesforce.com. Okay. Include captcha. So I don't want to include because I don't want to irritate the customers if it doesn't work. You know, most of the time we know, right? Captcha, how it works. Okay. So I don't want to include that. But yes, if your business requirement says, you can use it. Okay. And this page you can design, or this you can design a lightning web component or something and then place it here. Okay. Or any page which you want to design based on the requirement. So for now I am using salesforce.com. So once the user submits the information, he will be routed to the salesforce.com web page. Okay. So go ahead and so once you generate this, it's going to give me a HTML code of how I'm going to capture the fields information into my object. Okay, so click on generate, right? So this is your HTML code. You can copy and you can okay, so paste it in a notepad and so as our node says, so we have to include this in the HTML and body tags. Because by default, it's not giving the HTML code. I mean, it's using HTML syntax, but we have to create the actual HTML file. So this is the file given by web to lead, place the HTML and then body tags out here. But in Lightning, we are going to make use with the help of template tag and Lightning component tags. Okay, Lightning cards, Lightning inputs, so like that. Okay, this is the basic HTML file which I'm going to create, HTML form, and then I'm going to close. Okay, you have to close the body first, right? And then close the HTML, and I'm going to save as, so let's go to SF class. H. You can save it with .html or .htm and click on save. Okay, so this is how then our web page has been created. So in the when it was like learning this web to lead, we were having this web page created, and then we have our designing team for our website, and then we give it to them. This is our requirement. Okay, and then they make a complete look and feel, rich look and feel for our web page, and then they place that particular component, the HTML page, in the website. Okay, so but here we are going to, so this is our page which we have, so this is our page which we have created. Okay, so let's go ahead and look how it is going to be displayed. So once you click this, you have the form being displayed. Okay, and then you can fill in the form. Let's say test web. I'm giving first name, last name as web to lead, mobile number as, okay, and web@gmail.com, something like that. You can give city. I'm going with Hyderabad only. Company, Salesforce. No, I'm from. Okay, so when you click submit, it's going to give Salesforce page, right? So this is our Salesforce page. And now let's go ahead and check our org. So this is our org, right? Go to leads. Let's go ahead and check today's leads, right? We have to get that particular lead. So this is our lead. Okay. So the lead record gets created in our org. So how this is happening? It's because of the uh, you know the HTML code which Web2Lead has given us. So let's go ahead and analyze our HTML code. How is it, right? So by default, and you might have a doubt like, so here I have the application talent acquisition. So in my org, I have like a couple of applications. So how this particular uh, Salesforce is going to uh, identify my particular organization, how Salesforce is going to identify. So as we come to our scenario, so here the Salesforce server, how it is going to identify my org. Can somebody tell me answer? So in the when we are discussing about multi-tenant architecture, we already spoke. So every organization will have their own
Unique IDs.
unique organizational ID. Yeah, that 18-digit org ID character. So based on that, so the online form is going to be submitted to my org into particularly into the my lead object. So let's go ahead and analyze our code. So if you see here, so we have some fields, the in hidden fields, okay? So if you see, this is a hidden field, right? So this is my org ID. Okay. So it's going to generate this particular HTML form for my org because I'm creating Web2Lead in my org, right? So this you can change it to a different org and then the Web2Lead can be used for that particular org also. And the return URL we specified as salesforce.com, and this particular form action, so as part of Web2Lead only it's given. Okay, so the action is like hey, Salesforce is making use of web services servlet, and then it is posting the information to the lead record. Okay, so this is the action, but in real time scenario we are not going to make use of it because in the lightning we have different things to be posted, making use of, again we are going to either make use of HTTP get or post methods, and then we are going to post it and create record because we are going to do create class and then pull that records to our um, particular lead object. Okay, we can make use of this feature in case of you know some small scale organizations where you don't want to go with multiple coding thing, but in real time scenario usually we need the very rich look and feel of the, see this form, it's not looking good, right? So we wanted to design a very rich look form. So in that case, we are going to go ahead and design the Lightning Web components. Making use of Lightning Web components, we design the HTML page, JavaScript page, and then we are going to expose that to our Salesforce org. So yes, that's a concept which is part of Lightning Web components. Okay, so as we can see here, and here you can also specify the record type also. Which record type? Web2Lead record type. So we have something called record types in Salesforce, and then we can specify which record type to be used for this particular Web2Lead also. That also we can specify. So this is a basic scenario of Web2Lead form, which we are filling and saving it in our Salesforce org. So if you go to Web2Lead, it's enabled, right? Okay. So we have already created the Web2Lead form for us. and then we are making use of it. Okay. So once we fill the details in our web to lead form, that's here. So this we are going to, in previous case, it's like we are going to give it to our web designer team, and then they will be incorporating this. But in the current, recently, like we are completely making use of Lightning Web Components, and then we will be designing this page ourselves with the help of, Visual Studio Code. Okay. Right. So this is, about all about the web to lead and how to do it, how to make use of the web to lead concept. So similarly, we have something called web to case also, right? So you can go to your Salesforce org again, you type web to case. So this is your assignment. You will have to create your web to case form and then use it. So in the, again, real-time scenario, so we have something called customer care number, but we have purchased a product and we have something called customer care, and we go ahead and call that number and create a request. But I don't want, minutes and hours of waiting on the customer care number, waiting on the hold on customer care number. So I just want immediately my case to be registered. So in that case, I can go to the company's website, and they will have an option to create a ticket or create a case for the issue you are facing. Okay, so that's where the web to case comes into picture. You can fill in your basic details there and mention the problem, and then this particular web to case is going to be, creating a case record on our Salesforce org. So this case is nothing but you have, it's a part of service organization, Salesforce Service Cloud organization. Okay. So you would be working on, it's like post production operations. Okay. So you will be have cases raised from the customers, and these cases you will be working on to fix. Okay. So if it is like informational case, you give the information to the customer and then close it. Or if it is something you have to do on the configuration side, you change the configurations for the accesses and then you close it. So that's where the Salesforce has given a web to case also by default. But everything we can create. So why only web to, web to lead, web to case? Why not web to account? Right. We can create anything through programming, but there is, these two processes which are, so when I say lead, it's just, they are just interested in our business, but not yet purchased our, service or product. So they are not our customer directly to create an account for them. Okay. So yes, we can, in real world, we can create any kind of object. Usually, in the real-time projects, this lead object will be renamed based on the requirements, maybe a suspect, something like that, maybe something like prospect, or some people keep it as lead only. So based on their requirements, and then they will be creating an object, record for this particular object. Okay. So I will share the notes today till here. Okay. So just go ahead and create this web to lead and web to case. So web to case is your assignment. And then we have something called auto response rules. So as soon as a lead is getting created, what is happening? So it's, so today's, okay. So luckily we have created this particular lead for the Chennai, and then it got assigned to the Chennai sales queue, right? Okay. And this is how it takes in case of assignment rule, sorry, uh, assignment rules. And we have something called, so as soon as, so here we have used the salesforce.com website as the default page, but if we don't mention anything, then customer will keep on, submitting the details on our web page, web to lead page, and we have multiple records getting created. So to avoid that, we have something called auto assignment rules. That means as soon as a lead record is getting created, so we want to send a mail to the customer saying record has been, your details has been saved. Our experts will reach out to you shortly, something like that. So for that, we have go to the setup again. See, lead auto response rules, case auto response rules. So you can go to lead auto response rule and create a new rule. Give the rule name as auto response rule, and similar to our assignment rules. These are also the same, but these are the response rules. Okay, so create and then you can enter the rule entries. So this is the auto web to lead auto response rule created. So you can go ahead and enter the rule entries. Okay, so you can create a new rule entry. So email is not equal to null, something like that. So then you can give the name and email address. Email address is your org email address, not the user email address. User email address, we will get it from the user. And then we are going to make use of for, yeah, I think we should be having a default template of web to lead. Okay, we see rules for case new customer email, maybe. Yeah. So you can select this. This will have the template, but yes, you can create your own email template as we discussed in the email templates class. So you can create that and then so this email address is your org email address. You need to verify it. And then so we can create this also again. So that means from which email the customer is going to receive an email from. That is the email here. So we can create those emails and verify them. So usually no reply at the rate ourorg.com, something like that. Okay. So that's the email ID. Usually we get it right. No reply at the rate some xyz.com. So that's the email ID we are going to create and then save. So once you save this, so whenever we have web to lead record getting created, so this auto response rule will get fired automatically and it will send an email to the lead person. So based on the email ID which he has provided in that form. So to that email, from this email box, it will send an email making use of this email template. So it will send an auto response saying, so and so your customer details has been saved. We are working on it, something like that. So once this information, once he gets an email, as soon as he submit, so he is confident that his information is being handled somewhere, right? So that's how we can create lead auto response rules. And similarly, you can go ahead and click on case auto response rules and create. So these are similar to our assignment rules, lead assignment rules and case assignment rules, but these are going to be get fired only when a web to lead or web to case is getting created. Okay. So they are going to get fired only when the new web to lead has been created or new web to case has been created. Okay. So okay, so this is about, web to lead and web to case, how we are going to create web to lead in the real world, real time scenarios, and how we are going to, enable the web to lead in our Salesforce org. So yes, since for a small scale organizations, this will be a very good feature to be used, which is given as part of Salesforce CRM. So we can enable the web to lead, and then in the website they can make use of that particular small form. Okay, but in real time we are usually going to design based on the customer requirement. So there can be a cases like the complete business information is uh, so their org is not getting exposed completely into the website. Okay, so in that case, they can ask us to design a one or two web pages, so which will be externally exposed, and those web pages, we can create again. That's an advanced concept. So we can create that web pages sites in the
Dilip,
sites. So as for, and then
Dilip.
we can enable, yep,
So for these two objects, we have auto response rules, right?
yes.
And what if we have different object like service? So we use workflow rule for that.
Which object?
Service.
Yes,
Is it possible? Can we use workflow rules for these two objects as well, or no?
we
Just
haven't discussed workflows, right?
yeah. I
Right.
know. I know. I'm
See,
just generally asking.
yeah,
Like,
auto
yeah.
response rules, as I was telling you, we can, programmatically create for any object. So by default, they gave only for these two, but we can programmatically making use of our email templates, right?
By workflows.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Okay. That's a question. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, thanks for asking. Okay, so we can go to sites and register, and then we can expose the URL to externally available. From there we are going to capture our web to lead information. So something like that in the real time scenario. But if the customer is having a website, probably we don't need this sites thing. There in their website only we are going to incorporate our web to lead page, and then we are getting that information, the leads information, right? So, and when it comes to in the lightning, it's like digital experiences. You go and create some web pages here, and you can expose them externally, and those, and you can get it. Okay, but these are all like based on the type of businesses we are going to make use of web to lead or web to case. And in general, we are not going to go with the default given web to lead concept, but we are going to customize it into a very rich look and feel experience. So now it's like UI and UX experience, right? So the user experience is most important. The front end development is most important. So we are going to design that and then incorporate making use of the web to lead, and we are going to get the new leads to our org, right? All right. So this is all about web to lead and web to case auto assignment rules. And I would ask you to go ahead and create a web to lead template in your org and web to case template in your org, and then just understand the things, how they are working. Okay. So you don't need to be an expert in HTML or something. You can make use of web to lead. But if you want to learn Lightning web components, probably in that case, learning Lightning will help you, designing part of it. Okay. So, right. So today we have discussed about web to lead, web to case, and auto response rules. So web to lead, yeah, I will share these notes right away in some time. And you can configure web to lead, web to case in your Salesforce org and see how those are working. And you can also configure auto response rules, making use of email templates, which we have already discussed. So okay, so that is all for today's class. So tomorrow we are going to discuss profiles and permission sets and workflow rules. Yeah, Samant, actually, I'm not discussing the workflow rules for now because,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. So that
because
was a general question. Like
yeah, those are going to
I
be
personally never seen this the config for those rules. So
oh, okay, okay.
yeah, so that's the reason I ask you.
Yeah, yeah. No, even in real time
Mhm.
also, we will not create, usually we make use of these two only, web to lead and web to case only, but we will be, we are not using them as given by the CRM. We will be
I see.
customizing them in more. Okay.
I see.
But other
I only
objects,
use workflow rules for like other objects. I never like uh, particularly use these two configs.
right, right, right.
So yeah,
So
that
workflows,
was my
since,
general question.
yeah, workflows and process builder, these are like going to be, more incorporated into the Lightning flows.
Yeah,
So those
sure,
are
for
like
sure.
not so important topics for you people because you are newly learning Salesforce.
For sure, for sure.
Right. But if you want, I can teach. See, if I go ahead and teach Visual Force, will it be of any use? Because
No,
now we are going with Lightning Web Components. Visual Force
exactly.
was a very old one, which we were not using. One second. Let me share you something which is, you can understand. So this was the case of Salesforce when they were doing. So initially they were using S controls and around 2006 Visual Force pages, and then the web stack, 2014 web stack. Based on that, they have developed this Aura components, and in 2018, so the web stack has gone very big. So making use of the web stack, web stack itself, we can build multiple components within our Salesforce, and that's where we came across Lightning Web Components. Okay. So if I go ahead and teach you Visual Force now, it's of no use. Okay. So
Yeah, for
learn
sure.
Lightning Web Components, that will be more useful because again, Salesforce never said they are going to deprecate Visual Force or they are going to deprecate Aura components, but the usage of those people will be very less. Already, the orgs which are built on these technologies will be there. So the Salesforce is going to support, but any new org, Salesforce would ask them go ahead with LWC only. Okay.
Yeah.
So they are not going to
There are a few
deprecate.
companies who still use like VF, right? So
Right,
I
right.
work for one of those companies back in 2019.
Right, right. So they are not going to deprecate, but the newly coming projects, everything will go into LWC. That is what I mean to say.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Thank
So,
you.
yep. Coming back to our class. So we are, yeah, that is it. Web to lead and web to case auto response rules for today. So we'll discuss about profiles and permission sets tomorrow in tomorrow's class. Yeah, that is it for today. Have a good day. Thank you.